I went through around 31 free indie releases hitting Steam this week, and these 16 are the ones that stood out to me the most. Snugfang drops 2 to 4 friends into a flooding arena with 1 buoy and 1 shared breath meter, so keeping a friend alive might drain the air you need to survive. The devs disclose some AI used during development, just so you know. It launches July 27th, and I'd put this at an 8.1 overall with 85% confidence. Londoleon, Not a Single Penny follows Max's friend on a London trip, where his cash quietly gets swapped for counterfeit bills. What starts as a fun group trip turns into a real investigation, as suspicion spreads and the truth gets uglier than expected. It's coming July 29th, and I'd give it a 7.4 overall, around 80% confidence. Devil's Arcade throws demon hordes at you in a top-down shooter, but the twist is corrupted dice that roll random events mid-battle, buffing you or the demons without warning. Over 10 demon types and dozens of dice events across 16 modes means no run plays the same. It launches July 28th at a 7.9 overall, around 84% confidence. ULTIDARK traps you in a demonic dimension built to contain an ancient evil, playing as Whitey, an athlete who fell in when the seal keeping it shut grew weak. You'll run, hide, and solve puzzles while monsters hunt you, armed with nothing but a slightly better jump. It drops July 30th at a 7.0 overall, around 75% confidence. A Slime Called Quest is a solo-made, 16-bit RPG about leaving the island you call home, skipping the genre's usual grind entirely, no random encounters, just fights that matter. Turns can be manipulated mid-battle, and each weapon changes your whole playstyle. Chapter 1 is already out, and I'd call this a 7.6 overall, around 81% confidence. A.D.D puts you behind a desk running a company that investigates the backrooms, and the hook is a node-based workflow system. Connect nodes to dispatch employees and process what they bring back. If someone dies exploring the unknown, well, there's a form for that. It launches July 31st, and I'd give this an 8.1 overall at 85% confidence. Hardware Simulator, Prologue, has you building a hardware store from nothing, setting prices that respond to the market, and juggling online orders alongside walk-in customers. Your character gets hungry and tired too, so ignoring yourself tanks your performance. The devs disclose some generative AI use in development. It launches July 30th at a 6.7 overall, around 74% confidence. Blue Sign puts you behind a desk as a marine insurance underwriter in the port city of Risabra, reading ship owners' documents to decide if their vessel and cargo are worth insuring. It launches July 31, and this is a 9.0 overall with 96% confidence. Pots On turns you into a kitchen pot after a witch wrecks your adventuring career, and now you cram items into a tight 3x3 grid like Tetris to fight back. It launches July 31 at 7.9 overall, around 83% confidence. Dear Magical Girls follows Erin, a magical girl years into an exhausting job protecting the mana stones that power her city. And the whole game is built around reshaping your barrier by dragging vertices to expand territory or concentrate firepower. It launches July 31st at 8.5 overall, around 90% confidence. Lockey has you wielding a mystical key against enemies who rejected death and turned into locks that can't be closed. You don't kill them, you seal them, draining a gauge instead of health. Chain seal multiple targets at once, then unleash engraving abilities powered by everyone you've sealed. It launches July 31st at 7.9 overall, around 83% confidence. Unload makes your ammo your life force. Every shot you fire drains your own health, so emptying your clip could mean death. The twist is you can intercept incoming bullet hell and convert it into ammo, so the lower your health gets, the harder you have to fight to survive. It launches July 31st at 8.5 overall, around 89% confidence. On and Off rethinks deck building by never letting your cards disappear. Instead, they sit on a grid, switching between on and off, and reactivating a card fires its effect again. Chain enough cards together, and one signal ripples across the whole board into a massive combo. It launches July 31st at 7.4 overall, around 77% confidence. The Stone Ship is a wordless exploration game where paintings, maps, and photographs open up into living scenes, pulling you further back in time toward an ancient megalithic monument. It's free July 31st at 8.5 overall, around 91% confidence. Electronic Woodfish is what it sounds like. A wooden fish on your desktop, and every click or key press gives you a knock and one more point of merit. It's free July 31st at 6.6 overall, around 71% confidence. Angels and Demons versus Aliens sounds like a fever dream. Heaven and Hell gear up for the apocalypse. Aliens show up and abduct humanity, leaving both sides with nobody left to judge. It launches July 31st at 8.0 overall, around 85% confidence. So that's 16 free indie picks this week, with a handful landing at 8.5 and higher. My top pick is Blue Sign, a marine insurance sim that earned a 9.0 overall, easily the strongest score on this list. Go wishlist whatever caught your eye, and subscribe. I'll see you next week.